Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here from the Fast Lane Car, and I am in Seattle, Washington with the 2015 Lexus NX. No, it's not Nissan Pulsar NX, which is actually something I used to drive a long time ago. This is an all-new vehicle that is based on the RAV4 platform. And coming up next, is it different than the RAV4? Now, the 2015 Lexus NX comes in several different flavors. There's a hybrid that you can get. There's the turbo, front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and in this, which is the F Sport. Now, if you look at all those different trims and you put them together, you're basically talking about three unique and different vehicles. The question is it enough to take this to the next level and compete with the likes of the Audi Q5, which this is squarely aimed at? Right off the bat, there are a couple of minor issues, one of which is headroom. There isn't a lot of it. I had the seat lowered all the way to the floor, and it is, I only have like maybe 2 inches, which really isn't enough if I get, bumped or whatever. Boom, hit I've already done it. Rear vision, not great. Very, very small rear window. It reminds me of driving the Lexus CT200H. Now, would I compare this at all to the RAV4, which this is loosely based on? No. No, this is a totally different vehicle. But the RAV4 also had those issues in terms of not a lot of headroom for being a crossover and not the best rear vision. So, those are issues. On top of all that, you have the idea in the back of your mind that this could be, just a more expensive RAV4. It's not. Well, at least 90% of it is not. According to the guys at Lexus, this vehicle has nearly 90% of its parts completely original, and that really it's just the platform that this vehicle is based on that shares with the RAV4. I'm inclined to believe them. This is a very different vehicle. I love the 2-liter turbo. Great power, but it's not crazy power. It's, how do I put it? It is the perfect engine for a vehicle of this size. Notice anything different? This is a turbocharged Lexus engine. They haven't done that before. This one puts out 235 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. It's hooked up to a 6-speed automatic transmission, which is either going to go to just the front wheels or to all 4 wheels, depending on the vehicle you get. Now, as it stands, this is a very gutsy little engine. It has a pretty good exhaust note too. And do you know why? Because, at least in the F Sport, it actually has sound augmentation. That's right. On the road, the ride is delicate. It feels like when you're going over a bump, I'm going to feel it, and then maybe you hear it a little bit, but you just don't feel it the way you think you're going to. Now, this is the F Sport, so it has a more sorted, sporty suspension, but it still rides beautifully. Look, if I go over like bumps like I'm doing right now, okay, going over a rumble strip, yeah, I feel it, but it is almost as good as a European vehicle in terms of just the overall feel. It's fantastic. Really good ride. This is one of the first times that I've actually seen Lexus jump ahead and say it's about style before it's about practicality, performance, or luxury. And that's exactly what they're saying about this vehicle. And if you look at the lines, you can see what they were trying to do. Now, did they misinterpret what sculpting is? Maybe. But more importantly, they were able to take what was a RAV4 and turn it into something that's actually kind of cool. So the next stage here is, can they get the performance to match the way it looks? Now, I've spent the entire day with all 3 Lexus NXs, the hybrid, the F Sport, and the regular one. And I gotta tell you that really when you're getting the F Sport, it seems like it's more of a trim package than anything else. Yeah, the suspension is sportier, but it doesn't feel that much different. And overall, I don't really see where the big money is coming from. rumor has it that the premium for the F-Sport is going to be between $3,000 and $5,000. Now, the hybrid, on the other hand, that really surprised me. It feels heavier when you're driving it around, but it doesn't struggle. Now, it's nowhere near as gutsy as the 2-liter turbo, man. That is a great, great engine, and I really hope they put it in other Toyota products. I mean, can you imagine a Camry with a slick little turbocharged 4-cylinder engine like that? Man, it'd be so awesome. The interior is just phenomenal. God, quiet, comfortable. I love Lexus interiors. Now, they got this new little lip thing going on over here. It's on the doors as well, and it's just like a little piece of fake carbon fiber sticking out, and I kind of wish they didn't do that, or at least make it look more like aluminum. Maybe it's supposed to be aluminum. I'm just thinking everything looks like carbon fiber nowadays. The point is that everything is logically laid out. It's very easy to get comfortable in this vehicle. This is the hybrid power plant for the 2015 Lexus NX, and it's a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine that on its own puts out 154 horsepower and 152 pound-feet of torque. But if you combine it with the electric motor, you have a grand total of 194 horsepower, and that is pretty good. It's hooked up to a CVT transmission, and it is capable of getting up to 33 miles per gallon combined. And if you have the all-wheel drive version, which means that the rear wheels are powered just by electric motors, you get 32 combined. So not much of a loss. Now, compared to the regular 2.0-liter turbocharged Lexus NX, that gets, about 9 miles per gallon less. I think I figured out this car. I think the 2015 Lexus NX is a 3/4 car. It's not quite the luxury car that a RX is. You know what I mean? It's not quite at that level. And the person who buys this vehicle isn't at that level either. Somebody who makes, I think Lexus thought about $130,000, $140,000 a year, which really is not an extraordinary amount anymore. I'm not saying it's chump change, I'm just saying that, for a Lexus, being in that realm and being able to buy a vehicle that's probably going to cost pretty close to 40 grand when you're done with your options, well, that's not too bad. Now, does this mean that this is a better vehicle than the BMW X3? Interior-wise, I like it better. Is it better than the Audi Q5? Roman and I really like the Audi Q5, especially because you can get it in a gnarly diesel. But this 2-liter turbo is a sweet little engine, and it's got a lot of oomph and a lot of spirit. Is it better than, say, the Cadillac SRX? Yes. Yes, it is. Cadillac SRX is better with room and comfort, much more of a luxury vehicle. This is a lot more youthful, and it's fun to sling around corners. I've actually had a pretty good time driving it. Now, you don't get a lot of information through the steering wheel when you're going around a corner. This car doesn't communicate that way. It's electrically assisted power steering, but the weight is good. Something Emmy and I have in common, we both love a really heavy steering wheel. Really does help with performance driving, and this is pretty heavy. And it doesn't feel like it's a servo being controlled by another servo. In other words, it doesn't feel like it's all electrical going to the wheels. I actually feel like I'm in control, even though I'm not getting a lot of feedback. The 2015 Lexus NX has a couple interesting little doodads in the back that you might like. One of which is being able to take this 2-piece hard cargo cover, fold it up, and stow it with the spare tire. And fortunately, there's enough room in there for this and for a small donut spare tire. But for those of you who get the hybrid version, well, the batteries are actually behind and underneath the rear seats, so there's still room underneath. For whatever reason why they didn't make it quieter, and with the fact that they let us know right away, hey, yeah, okay, it is based on the RAV4, kind of immediately discounted into a cheaper level of Lexus, and indeed it is. This sits right next to the CT200H and the base model Lexus IS, or even an ES. I think the Lexus ES you can get pretty cheap too, in the 50s or high 40s. So for an entry-level luxury vehicle that maybe a young couple just starting out, after they got their master's degree and are willing to spend too much money on a vehicle, they decide to buy this rather than a more expensive German vehicle. This would make a lot of sense. Or even a small family, 2 parents and a kid and a dog. There is enough room back there for a bike. They have bike racks. As it stands, Lexus, you did a freaking good job. You really did. Good vehicle. I hope you enjoyed this brief little glimpse into the brand new 2015 Lexus NX. It's a sporty little thing, and the ride has so far really impressed me on every single vehicle I've driven. And I cannot wait to get it up to Colorado so I can tell you guys what it really can do. And yes, we're going to be stupid enough to take it off-road. That's what we do. For the Fastlane Card, this is Nathan Adlin. See you next time. See that? Yeah, that's the good stuff. So Toyota, I have here a brand new $20 bill. And all I want to do is drive it for about 15 minutes. I won't even put it on video. Roman doesn't need to see this. And none of you out there really are that interested in the RC anyway, right? Okay, once again, $20 for a quick drive.